Today we are going to draw a bear eating a watermelon with a landscape in the background of nature that would look like if he was in a park, as in a park with like trees and mountains, so more like a national park. So today you're going to hold your paper side to side. You're going to use a pencil. Make sure it's a pencil. I'm going to start in Sharpie and we're going to start together. So to make this easier, it's actually easiest to start with the watermelon. So we're going to make a straight line across. He obviously took a bite, so you can make little bite marks and then make straight a line across. So if you need to, you can also just make a U shape and then go back and make the curves. Once you're done with that, we're going to make the U of the watermelon, and then we're going to make another curve. So this is the rind, and actually there is a little skinny rind here too. So if you've ever seen a watermelon, this would be the red part. There's a little white part, and then there's a green part. So we've just drawn the watermelon. Now add some seeds. Make sure you do some together because a lot of times the watermelon seeds are clumped together. And we're going to color those in black later. Now, we're going to have a little bit of overlapping, but you guys are going to erase. I won't be able to, but you guys will. We're going to start with the head. So to start with the head, we're going to make a large oval or a large curve, almost like you're making a whole circle, but don't make a whole circle. Once we do that, we're going to add his little ears. You can make the curves inside. Later we can make those pink or black or whatever color you want. And now we're going to work on the bear. So to do the bear, we're going to make an oval. It kind of starts like an egg shape, so it's a little skinnier on the top and a little wider on the bottom. Once we've drawn that, we're going to make a nose. So start with a curve and then 2 points. Take your time, color it in with your pencil, because we're going to later color this in with our markers. Now for the eyes, we're going to need 2 ovals. 1, 2, and assume he's looking down. You can have him looking down, or you can kind of have him like surprised and put him in the middle. So it's your choice. And then add some eyebrows. Now we do have a little bit of a mouth, so you're going to make a line and 2 diagonals because he just took a little bite. Now for our bear, we're going to make his body. And then we're going to make his paws. Now the paws are not hard, you just have to draw them. So make a U here and a U here. Now, like I said, we're going to have to erase this. I won't be able to, but you can. And then you're going to add 4 bumps. And then you can add little nails if you want. So those are the paws. You will have to erase this part where I'm making the little lines. That part's erased. So he's holding the watermelon like he's just about to take a bite, or he just took a bite. You can even make the mouth a little open if you want, so it looks like he's about to take a bite. It's your choice. Once you've done all that, we're going to add little lines for the bear. This is for fur. And we did something very similar on our last project with lines. So make sure you do the lines for fur on the bear. You don't have to make 1,000 of them, but you just want enough of them so they look like a little fur. You don't want to make little lines like that because that won't look like fur. You need to make little small, short lines. And then you can even add a couple on the ears. Once you've drawn that, we're going to draw the background. Now for the background, it's going to be these really big pine trees. But let's start out with the sun first. And for the sun, for this one, we're just going to make a circle. It's kind of like a sun or the moon, just like when the sky's a little foggy and you can't see everything perfectly. We're going to make a line for this tree. We're going to make a line for this tree. We're going to make a line for this tree. And if you have room, you're going to make a line over here. Now, this is going to be a little tricky, and it's actually easier to do with your pencil. All you're going to do is make lines like this until you get to the bottom. Now you do want the bottoms to get a little fatter. So same thing, little lines, and then they go out wider. Little lines, and then they go out wider. Same thing over here. If you don't like that kind of tree, you can always do some of you I know can do this kind of tree, the zigzag tree. And if you want, you can always do like a a bump tree where it just goes out bumps. So it's your choice. You can kind of mix and match them also. And then the last thing is if you want to add some clouds, they're actually skinny clouds like this. So if you ever do clouds, you should make them long and skinny. So we are going to start with our bear. And you guys can use either crayons, you can use color pencils, or you can use watercolors. Do not use watercolors if you use a water-based marker like a Crayola marker. Make sure the marker says permanent. It says it right here. It says permanent. If it says permanent, you can use watercolors. If you don't, if you used a water-based one, you can't use the marker, the watercolors. It'll smear. We can use crayons for this also. So I'm going to start with some crayons. So let's start coloring our bear. Take our time. I know some of you do have watercolors. Like I said, you could use watercolors on this. And I might mix it with some watercolors just to show you both. So you're going to take your time, color your bear. Color around the ears. This part, you might want to do a lighter color, like a light tan, or you might even want to press harder with the crayon on the outside, like this, and then lightly color that part. So it would look a little different if I press harder. So you can kind of see what it looks like now. Then don't forget to do the inside of the ears. You can make them pink, you can make them black. It's your choice. I would definitely leave my eyes white though. Once you do that, you can do the watermelon, where you're going to make your watermelon red. Another trick might be that you might want to make the edges a little darker to look like a shadow, and then lightly color. And you would do the same thing with your paint. Remember, this line's white and then this line is green. Now I'm doing a sloppy job, but you guys will know what you're doing. The moon or the sun, like I said, it could be a moon or a sun. If you wanted a moon, you'll leave it white or yellow, and then the background will do like a gray color. If you want it daytime, you'll just paint your background blue or color it blue. So you would just do the difference would be just painting it or coloring it. I'm going to make this one blue for more of a daytime look. So I'm going to make my sun yellow. So let me grab some yellow. You would paint the background. Take your time on the sun. If you want to add a shadow on this, you could add a little orange to it, give it a little shadow. Now for the trees, we've all traced this because you drew everything and now you traced it. You're going to take your green and you're going to add your lines. Go over the tree. For this one, you would color in. You could add a little blue to them also. Give it a little dark green, give it a little texture. And then maybe on the last one, you could do it a different kind of green, or maybe you want to add a black with green. So that would give you a different look. So if I did black first, like this, and then I added green, I would have a new color. And it would give it a really cool texture and a shadow. So you are going to either color this, like I said, in crayon, color pencils, or if you have watercolors, take your time, go slow. You're going to work with blending the colors today. This will not be quick, so take your time on the watermelon. Don't forget, the bear. Don't forget to color his paws and his body also. Now there is one thing I want to show you on a cloud. Whenever you make a cloud, you want to add gray on the bottom of the cloud because that gives it a 3D look, like a real cloud in the sky. The rest will be white, but the bottom is that little bit of gray or a little black. When you are finished, you will take a picture. We are going to make sure that we upload these to your assignments, and that way I can check them out, and I cannot wait to see these. Take your time, go slow. Remember to outline. Remember either to use watercolors, color pencils, or crayons. Remember that you are blending colors and working with pressing harder and lighter. So those are the two things you really have to work on. I cannot wait to see them and make sure that you post them.